Okay, here we are at number 8, and we've got a little bit of a jazzy feel to this one. Now, surprisingly enough, when you think of jazz, if you don't play jazz, and I can play it a little bit but not a lot, you think things will be a lot more difficult, but actually rhythm-wise, sometimes the chords are a lot smaller. And what I mean by that is, in terms of when we play a blues, where we might play a kind of a G7 like this, because this is in the key of G, a lot of times in jazz you'll only play like little inversions like this. You know, like this kind of thing, which is just the root on the 3rd fret low E string, and then the 7th on the D string, 3rd fret, and then the 3rd of the chord on the 4th fret on the G string. And you'll get little inversions like that. And now what I've done for this track is I've put together a little rhythm part that kind of does this 1, 2, and then you've got this little lick that goes. You can also use that in a slow blues as well, but it kind of works in this. So if you remember that shape, because we're going to move it about, and that shape is basically an F note, which is on the 3rd fret D string. Then 1st fret plays 2nd fret G, and then your 3rd finger plays on the 3rd fret B. It slides up a tone and back down. Now if you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. You feel it's 2 bars for that whole figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of hard to play and say, but I managed to do it there. Okay, so we do that twice to make up 4 bars, and then we move up to C7 and do the same thing, but just moved up to the 8th fret. Okay, then back down again. Then we play a little D7 shape here, staying in the same style, just 3 notes. Okay, just using 7 on the A, 5 on the A, 4 on the D, and then using 5 on that G. 2, 3, 4, moving down to C, 2, 3, 4, move down to that G inversion, and then just back up to the D there to finish off, and then we start again. So let's play along with the progression, and hopefully it's going to sound all right. Okay, now a little concept that I want to discuss here is kind of using chord shapes to play around in various places on the neck, and they're kind of chord inversions. Now, probably the correct term for this is the cage system, but it takes a long time to explain it, so I'm just going to give you a couple of ideas on how this works. Now, what happens is when we play over the G chord, for example, I'll take this G shape here, and I'll kind of play around it and use chromatics. Okay, then when the C chord comes up, I'll think, well, where's my closest C chord? Well, it's there, but I'm going to actually use what they call the G inversion, which is that. Imagine that was the nut, but I'm obviously not going to try and play with my fingers there, so I'll just play. Okay, now when I go to the G again, for example, if I want to keep going up, I'll go up to this inversion of G, which is kind of actually a C inversion. Okay, there would be the nut, there's your fingers. And I'll play lots of kind of chromatic things, like coming down from the 5th to the 3rd, then from below, then chromatically down. Now if I want a D, okay, I might think, well, where's my closest D? Well, it's there. Going to that G-type inversion again that we use for C. I've got to move down to C for the next chord in the progression. I might want to move up, so I'll use that one. Then for the G, I might want to go to that one. Then it goes to the D. So I'm using that one. So you notice I'm just picking little ones that fit near each other, that shape. Okay, that shape, the D shape there, the G shape there, and I think I use the C shape there for the G. And I'm just noodling around those shapes and trying to get little interesting. So the good thing to do is pick one, say for example there's a G or an A if you're more familiar with that, and think, okay, well I'm playing an A shape here, how can I get some licks going down to the 7th there, for example? Same as in the regular A position. And you're just moving in and out and weaseling in and out of these little chord shapes, and it's a great way to play around this type of thing. So let's do a solo, see if we can make it work. Okay, difficult one to play around this one, so don't drive yourself mad if you don't get it straight away. And do remember, you can use your regular blues, minor pentatonic blues scale stuff over this if you don't want to use the concept that we've discussed. But obviously we're trying to kind of build this thing throughout, so we've got a new little toy to play with from every tune. But as I say, if you find that concept difficult to start with, just stick to your pentatonic stuff and then try and mix a little bit in as you go. So there's some ideas for track number 8.